You're a photographer and high school summer vacation means taking on jobs whenever you can, right? The job you are on today was from your uncle in Tokyo. He is the owner of a real estate agency specializing in Akiya houses. Akiya ね。It's not a field in a particular...これさ、中がついてるけどどうやって見るんだろうね。It's not a field you're particularly familiar with. All you know is that Akiya literally means empty house. From your uncle's description, it seems like all the traditional houses are abandoned in more rural parts of Japan and get resold or auctioned for cheaper prices. And for this job, he's requested that you head over to the Tokyo prefecture to photograph the interior of one of these Akiya houses. Take some nice pictures so potential customers get a better idea of what it looks like inside. It helps to have a photographer really capture the essence of the place. Well, I trust your judgment. With that and a ticket to Kyoto, 東京じゃないの You set off on a day trip to the abandoned house. Hold on, where you go? あれじゃね Default D. Well then, Ryuji, I wonder what you'd find. 東京に来ました。東京の、24くらいじゃないのかな。The house was quite a long way from the station, and you make a mental note to memorize the time of the last bus back. Even though it's noon, the streets are quiet. The only sounds you hear are the buzzing of cicadas and the hum of passing trains, occasionally broken by the soft ring of a distant wind chime. Before you, the wooden fence around the Akiya has long weathered. Plants fill the gaps left by loose and mud. Past the gate stalks the bamboo peak out from the back of the residence, and the patches of wild grass cover a path leading up to the entrance. You wonder how long it takes for grasses to grow so tall. いいよね。廃墟だよね。空き家っていうと聞こえはいいけど、廃墟みたいなもん。日本家屋だね、しかも。いやー、日本家屋は住むのはちょっとな。Yo, what you up to? A voice calls out from down the street, interrupting your thoughts. 地震が怖いですよね。地震が怖いよね。いや、そういう昔ながらの家いいと思うんですけど、落ち着くからね。こう、純和風な感じもいいんだけど、地震と火事が怖いですよね。木造になってくるからさ。死ぬよね。災害が起きると。築数もかなり経ってるだろうし。リフォーム前提になっちゃうよね。A voice calls out from down the street, interrupting your thoughts. You look over and notice a boy around your age approaching you. He's wearing a typical school uniform and has a tag back thrown over the shoulder. 学生なのかな高校生なのかなこれやっぱりこの漫画だとさ、この中指と薬指くっつける動作これがなぜか必ず起きるんだよね。こうはならないでしょ。こうはならないでしょ。不思議だよな。You remember seeing a couple of students in high school uniforms on the bus ride over. Maybe he's a local student? No way. You planning on sneaking too? He tilts his head and laughs. The sound is light and pleasant. この人の秘密基地なのかな目がさ、この人赤くなってる片方だけ。網膜下出血かな。いや、知らない人と話さないし。He's underrated by your lack of response and breaks the silence while giving you a thumbs up. Don't worry, we'll be accomplices, so I won't tell anyone. What? No, I'm just here for photos. You quickly point to your large camera back. What for? These photos are for my uncle's real estate company. They are gonna on his website for potential buyers. I see. こいつの家なの Well, how about I tag along? So I'll just be going. Wait, what? Well, I've always wanted to explore one of these houses, so why don't we go together? How come I feel like I'm being used for a personal gain. Maybe it'll be easier to just accept this strange request. He does seem friendly. If not a little strange for the number of layers he's wearing during summertime. 確かにね。夏服じゃないね。Plus, if he's a local, maybe he'll have more to say about the area. Fine, if you want. Who are you, anyways? Right, introductions. You can call me Toa. Toa, not a kanji for harmony, but eternally. ああ。Toa 永遠って書くんだ。ハーモニーって何？Toaでハーモニーってどういうこと？わかんない。I'm a second year at the Mineyama High. Since we are friends now, you can speak to me casually. Ah, sure. I'm Ryuji. I've been doing photography as a hobby since middle school. I go to high school in Osaka, but I'm in Kyoto today for this job. 東京って言ってなかった？頭に。京都だったのかな正しくは。Whoa, isn't that a long trip? You must be excited for this job. いや、大阪から京都だったら、すぐじゃない？ Now the page asks, yeah, I'm excited to explore the area. 廃墟を探索するの楽しそうだよね。I don't get to travel at all because of school, so I've always wanted to visit Kyoto. It shows a lot quieter than the big cities in Osaka. It feels like I'm in a nostalgic film. Really, it's always been the same all for me. I'd love to see what it's like outside this area. I should mention. Towards face lit up and his excitedly turns to the Akiya before you. My grandparents used to live in a Kyomachiya, like this one here, so I learned a bit about them growing up. I can point out its cool futures for ya. Wait, Kyomachiya? 京町屋って何？京都の町なのかな？名前なのかな？ Does that word mean a Kyoto townhouse? Yep. They are townhouses that were built in the big cities in 平安京都。ああ、平安時代の町なんだね。So this place used to be a big city? Nope. Oh, I think my grandparents just meant they retain features of those townhouses.Who knows what this street corner looked like back then? 京都の街ってこうさ、なんか5番の目みたいになってんだよね。日本で唯一そうやって街全体にこうちゃんと都市のデザインがされてるのって京都だけだよね。あと全部ぐちゃぐちゃだからね、街並み。日本の街並みって。だからそういう点では京都はすごいなって。やっぱ綺麗ですよね。なんか美学を感じる。街に。The Heian period. Your teachers always talked about how it was a time when Japanese art and literature flourished. This was also when Kyoto was the capital of Japan. そうだ、昔は京都が日本の首都だったの。To make your way to the entrance of Kyomachiya.Dodging a few stray branches and the overgrown shrubs. Cheese is here. Toa points to a space beside the entrance, the older foliage. You can make out a wooden bench, half obscured by vines and wild grass. These benches will be used for displaying merchandise. ああ、無人販売所みたいなことなのかな。野菜とか。ああ、they didn't put them in the windows.Wait, windows look different back then. I remember this part. Toa laughed, reaching up to the move and vines to the side, revealing a row of thin wood bars in place of a typical window. I used to love looking outside the Koshi windows at my grandparents' place. 腰窓？腰窓のこと。As a kid, I could never figure out why you could see outside but nothing. Toa was right. Even with the sun beaming down behind you,The interior of the Kyomachiya looked quite dark. すごいね。マジックミラーみたいになってんの。Moving closer, you notice a layer of glass behind some of the wooden bars. It looks like this place has some but renovations since it was the first built. You take a couple pictures of the front garden. Careful not to step off the stone path. いいね、石畳。Ryoji, help me open these. towards waiting for you at the entrance. As you approach, you notice that the Kyomachiya is built on a slightly raised ledge of the ground. With their combined strengths, the front door slides open with a soft creak. Door hums and you step inside. わ、荒れ果ててる。Interior of the Kyomachiya feels like a whole different world. Now that you are inside, the smell of wildflowers and plants is replaced by the soft, earthy scent of cedar wood. Cedar wood ってね、ヒノキとかそのあたりかな。Beams of light illuminate the large space from the ceiling, causing specks of dust to glimmer as they fall. The space is both brighter and bigger than you first expected. You recall how on map you saw the length of this house like almost double its size. Before you are the familiar Genkan entrance. Genkan entrance って玄関albeit more weathered. Everything here looks worn out. It smells less stinky than I expected. I was gonna say the same thing. Toa laughed and runs the finger down the wooden beam. Must be from these. The previous owner took care of the place. I'm surprised they lasted this long without, I don't know, looking extra worn out. Sure, it's impressive. Past the Genkan, there are a number of small wooden cabinets and drawers with an assortment of old pots and plates scattered about. Items belonging to the previous tenant, no doubt. On both sides, there are rooms with the right floors and tatami mats. Tatami なんてしばらく見てないな。And at the back of the long hallway, there's another door that seems to lead to a back garden. The entrance is ajar, illuminating the space from the back. Check it out. They have a little mascot. At the steps beside you, Toa immediately points to a small handsome brush hanging from the side of one of the large cabinets. これのこと? It looks vaguely lobster-shaped, but you can't tell for sure. Lobster. You're about to step into the tatami room when you suddenly pause, looking over to Toa. 畳みたいなベスト着てるもんね。詳しいんだ和室に。It's been years and there's already layers of dust on the tatami's mats. I'm sure they won't mind. Somewhere, my grandparents are looking down with shame. You both issue a silent apology to the owner of stepping on the tatami mat with your shoes on. そうだね。普通は靴脱がないといけないけどね。こんなに埃が積もってるんなら、靴で行っても構わないだろうな。どうせ張り替えないと住めないだろうしね。There are pieces of wooden furniture in the room with tatami mats, probably abandoned because it would have been more the hassle to move. のみとか、しらみとかすごいだろうね。ダニか。You spot a couple of wooden panels leaning against a シロアリとかもね、多いからね。木造の家。They look like a thicker version of the coach windows. Oh, watch your hair. Huh? You quickly turn only to bump into something hanging from the ceiling, sending a shower of dust down your head. You cough and cover your nose from the dust, burning your face before taking a closer look at what you just ran into. The object hanging from the ceiling seems to be an old charm of sorts. It's made of a small wooden plate and bell attached together with a braided cord. 神棚のこと言ってる? Toa looks like he's trying not to laugh, and you quickly dust yourself off in embarrassment. If it's a good luck charm, maybe it's a sign of good luck. Toa smiles and lightly ruffles your hair to help get the dust off. あれ? 選択肢選ばないことができんの? 何これ? Toa smiles and lightly ruffles your hair to help get the dust off. そういうことか。Hey, hands off. More warning next time. 触るな。Toa immediately retracts his hand with a polite smile. Sorry. I really definitely stop you before you run into any beams. Of what now? Beams って針のこと言ってんだろうね。 Toa points up and you notice that instead of a second story, there seems to be a tall attic held up by wooden beams. Doesn't look like impressive. I heard these houses will be built with just natural materials. The beams are all joined together. 昔の建築方式でネジを一切使わないっていう。多いよね。Speaking of materials, do you know what these are? You point to the panels at the side of the room. Look like fusuma to me. They probably fit on these globes on the ground. ふすまか。ふすまもさ、すごい非効率だよね。だってさ、すぐ破けちゃうんだよ、あれ。手で触ったらすぐ破けちゃうのにさ、なんであんなのやろうと思ったんだろうね。めちゃくちゃ非効率だよね。すぐ破けちゃうんだって。まあ光を取り入れるためにやってんだろうけどね、紙で。普通のドアだと光入ってこないから。でもそれにしてもさ、と思うけどね。There are indeed globes on the floor. They seem to section of this room into two. It looks like by adding the fusuma screens, the room could be adjusted to be a smaller or larger than it is now, and it's different from shoujo windows. Yep, see how this looks more or なんとか The fusuma feels like thick cloth to the touch. Taking a closer look, there's a faint pattern of what looks to be a landscape painting. 模様が描いてあるタイプの襖か。いいよね。While it's mostly faded, you notice the scratches on the sides. It's clear a lot of work was put into making them. Say, don't you wonder why people abandon these houses? いや、仕事がないからでしょ。都会に行ったんだね。Maybe because they need too many innovations. Maybe they view culture as just a community. これかな。I think a part of it's adjusting to the community, right? I mean, even if a house is cheaper here than in Osaka City, you'd have to get used to the local culture. 確かに田舎は息苦しいっていうものな、人間関係が。家が広くて安くて物価が安かったとしても近所付き合いが大変だったらちょっと考えちゃうよね。At least that's what I think. That's true. I imagine people would want to fix up the place too. Toa points to a corner of the tatami mat that's been badly scratched up. Right, it's probably a big chance for most people are used to now, huh? I've gotten used to this. I didn't know a lot that these traditional houses were fading out. You must visit your grandparents a lot then. Oh yeah, that's right. I used to see them all the time. But it was a long time ago. Toa is smiling, but the expression doesn't quite reach his eyes. You get the feeling, despite his cheerful attitude, there's something left unsaid. この人は何なの？もしかして座敷わらしなのかな？この家に取り付いてる妖怪なのかな？畳の妖怪なのかな？こんな時は話題を変えるに限る。You quickly look around, trying to find something to break the awkward silence. Say, doesn't this corner look like a pocket shrine? Toa blinks before bursting into a hearty laugh, and the trace of nostalgia is gone as quickly as it appeared. It's a 床の間。何床の間って。調べてみようかな。この掛け軸飾ってある変なへこんだとこか。なんかあるよね。和室って。そういうことなんだって。My grandparents used to keep their bath there. They said it was for aesthetic appreciation. People usually kept scrolls and flower arrangements there. あったね、あんなとこ。床の間って言うんだね。何の無駄なスペースだよね。そう言っちゃうと風情がないけど。昔は余裕があったんだね。そういう遊びが入る余地があったんだね。 You are just pointing at a random corner, but upon closer inspection, the area did look like a space that could fit a small statue or vase. On the wall behind the tokonoma, you notice a groove that could have been used to attach a banner. You try to imagine what this space looked like when it was used as a display. But pocket shrine is a surprisingly cute description. What was that? Nothing. バカにされた. Jeez, you gotta speak up sometimes. By the way, don't you think the tall roofs makes this Kyomachiya look extra big? Plus, there's a surprising amount of natural light. You look up, trying to locate the skylight along the tall beams. 光を取り入れる構造になってんだ。リュウジ、that's ledge. すごい詳しいね。The floor beneath you suddenly disappears beneath your feet and you feel yourself falling backward before a tower grabs you by the arm, causing you both to stumble off the raised ledge. Thud. You land with a heavy thud, but the ground beneath you feels soft. Tower. Somehow, Towa managed to sandwich himself between you and the ground before you landed, taking most of the fall. 受け止めてくれたんだ。Are you okay? You frantically look up at Towa. Thankfully, you look like you both stumbled onto the patch of dry grass and vines. Behind you, there's what looks like a miniature garden sitting square in the middle of the house. Don't worry, the textbooks were a nice cushion. Towa laughs and props himself upon the arm, picking out a dry leaf from his hair. 中庭に落ちたってこと。From the proximity, you notice that one of his eyes a darker shade of red. いや、気づいた？目の色が違うんだよ。And you're basically half lying on top of him. I'm so sorry, I get off right away. You quickly move out of the awkward position, practically jumping to your feet. Offer him a hand. ここはちょっとな。さすがにそこは親切にしないと。You feel your face burn, quickly offering Towa a hand. Thank you. Towa takes your hand, and despite your embarrassment, you notice his hands are surprisingly cold. 死んでるんじゃないの？ Wait, you're freezing. Don't worry. Towa quickly puts his hand back at his stand-up, dusting off his sweater. It's just bad circulation. It's nice and cool inside a Kyomachiya during summer after all. You sure you are alright? It's really nothing to worry about. Offer him gloves. Don't offer him gloves. 手が冷たいからってこと？軍手あげるってこと？あげとこう。But is the reassurance is fallen deaf ears as you raffle through your camera bag, bring out the set of gloves. I've been carrying these around in case my hands get cold when I'm taking photos. In any case, please put them on. こんな夏なのに。Thank you. Geez, I thought you were strange for wearing the winter uniform in the sun, but I understand now. It didn't make me extra mysterious and charming. You're extra susceptible to catching a cold, that's what. You half and quickly turn around, causing Towa to laugh. By the way, why is there a garden here in the first place? I didn't expect one to be sandwiched in the middle of the Kyomachiya. Having an interior garden is more common than you think, or so I've heard. 中庭か。Towa pushes a stray bamboo branch aside, revealing the rest of the garden. The space is smaller than you expected. Only a small patch of sunlight streaks down from above. Bamboo stalks and a veranda obscure most of the sky above. My grandparents called it the In no Niwa, or Garden of Darkness. In no Niwa? そんなのあんの？こういうこと？よくあるやつだ。 こういうなんか桑でさ砂利をさ模様こうやってつけるやつで禅のやつ陰の庭って言うんだねあれっていいな。My grandparents called it 陰の庭ね。That sounds suspenseful. Toa laughed, giving you a playful nudge. Hey, I bet there's a horror novel somewhere, but all the houses are there. And the Tsuboniwa garden definitely sounds scarier than something like a chair. Tsuboniwa garden? 調べるのめんどくさいな。これ？お、ほんとだ。ちょっと怖い感じだね。薄暗い感じだ。これが坪庭っていうんだ。あ、時代劇でよくあるやつだね。ここで侍が剣の練習してる。偉い人が剣の練習してる。You'll be surprised. Say, you mentioned these photos are a real estate company, right? What do you think gonna happen to this place after it's sold? I wonder. やっぱり当て替えられちゃうんじゃないの？ Maybe the new owner will restore it. Renovate into a community center or museum. ああ、その可能性もある。なんかそういう記念建造物としてさ残されるんじゃないの？古民家ミュージアムみたいな。Will that be cool? It will be like a community center where people can visit and learn about the traditional culture. I haven't seen one myself, but I read online that they were able to reconstruct the Kyomachiya just in time for the Gion festival. Gion Matsuri ka. What's that? I heard it was a yearly tradition to ward off the epidemics since all the way back to the Heian period. Honestly, I'm surprised you haven't been to one since they are held here in Kyoto. Toa laughed, looking away bashfully. What can I say? Guess I've been glued to this street corner all my life. Right, I remember now. My uncle was telling me about how with the Machiya restored, the community was able to celebrate the Gion festival day again. 祇園祭りか。どんな感じなんだろうね、祇園祭り。Whoa, that sounds really incredible. Maybe the new owner will... 行くか。How about you? What do you like to happen for this place, I mean? If I'm honest, I'm not sure. I've gotten used to this place, the way it's always been, just sitting in a quiet corner of the city.It'd be nice if everyone could see what this house looked like back in Heian, Japan. But it would also be nice if we could have more visitors like you. You must be a big fan of history, huh? I just picked up what I heard. My grandparents really loved their place. When I stayed with them, they told me they didn't want to abandon the space out of the respect for the older generations that the wonderful memories they have couldn't be replaced.まあね、古いものも大事だけどね。While to some people it might not make sense, I think they truly value the heritage of this space. So what gives you a rueful smile, and you take another look at the Akiya you are standing on. While the furniture is covered by a layer of dust and plants have taken over the front and the middle gardens, do you imagine what this space will look like when it was first built?Running your hand over the smooth walls, you wonder what this place meant to someone in different time. 昔、京都の平安時代も人が住んでたもんね。ここに着物を着たさ、人たちが。まあ違う、貴族は住んでないか。農民か。But looks like I've been reminiscing for a while.Toa smiles and claps both hands together, pulling you from your thoughts. I'm curious, what do you do in your free time, other than the photography, that is? Well, 急にパーソナルな話になった。I usually hang out with friends. I usually spend time by myself. Sometimes I hang out with friends. Sometimes I just spend time alone. Myself だね。It's nice to have time to yourself when you just relax.Ah, that's really nice. Recently, I've got into this manga. Excitedly explain the premise of the series to Toa, making sure to mention how you think a side character will win over the protagonist in the end. What do you think? Do you think he'll be able to ask the protagonist on a date? 急に漫画の話に。I'm not sure, but I'll be cheering him on, I guess. It's really exciting. Hopefully, I'll be able to find a series at the manga cafe. 漫画カフェ？漫画喫茶ね。You've really been living under a rock, huh? 知らないんだ。I've never been to one before. What it's like inside? It's really cozy. You can order a hot drink and read. It's super relaxing. But how about you? What do you usually do in your free time? Toa thinks for a moment. Study? 学生だからね。You just study all the time?Well, I guess it makes sense how you memorized so many facts about it, Kyomachiya, but that's too much. If you didn't have to worry about entrance exams, what do you want to do? Want to, huh? I guess I'd love to check out a big manga cafe someday. Going on a date sounds fun as well. Well, I'm sure there's a manga cafe somewhere in Kyoto. Wait, you've never been on a date?With your looks, good personality, respectful to elders, good grades. You've never been asked on a date? Whoa, there now. What are you trying to say? 主人公男だよね、ちなみに。まあ、一人で言ってくれ。You know, relaxing is nice once in a while.Right, it's just been hard to make friends with a smaller neighborhood. Well, have you considered visiting Osaka? Since you are on a summer vacation, you should come visit sometimes. I even show you around the city. There's a ton of libraries and cafes too. Will you feel like studying? You are surprised by your own enthusiasm, but seeing towards surprised expression, you can help, but I want to encourage him a bit.I really appreciate it. Then I can play with you someday then. That's more like it. How about we figure out the details after this job? Sounds good. With a new spring in your step, you make your way towards the end of the hallway. すごいね。こんな中庭もあるんだ。The back door slides open with some difficulty. Stepping outside.You're greeted by the smell of wildflowers and the warm sun on your face. This must be the 奥庭. It sure is hot out here. 奥庭って言うんだね。前庭、中庭、奥庭って。Toa was right. The back garden is a lot brighter than the 坪庭 garden. The sound of cicadas fill your ears and your eyes take a moment at just the sound.The garden is also a lot larger than the one tucked in the center of the Kyomachiya. It's filled with the stalks of bamboo, wild grass, and very old trees. Tucked in the corner, vines half obscure what looks to be a stone lantern. これね。なんて言うんだっけ、こういうの。日本語で。わかんない。灯籠The lantern is sitting in front of another structure, most likely a storage space.But the centerpiece of the garden is what catches your eyes. At the end of the stone path, a small moss-covered shrine sits against a tall bamboo fence. Whoa, the owner must have maintained this well. Approaching the shrine, you notice the detailed stone and wooden carvings that decorate its interior. わかった。ここに祀られてる神様がさっきの高校生なんだね。絶対そう。人間に化けてるんだね。Looks like a small Shinto shrine. You're vaguely familiar with Shinto beliefs. It's one of the indigenous religions in Japan where people worship various spirits or kami, which represented the various forces of nature. アマテラスとかね。You also recall how a teacher said these shrines are considered a sacred place. Toa crouches beside you, admiring the dedicated working of the small shrine. Say, do you believe in 神？神を信じるかか。I'm not sure. Well, I'm not so sure myself, but I know a lot of people believe in them to an extent. The term kami is sometimes translated as a god or spirit, but in reality, they represent many different things, don't they? Din, my grandparents told me they can be anything from a creator deity to famous spirits of the dead, even powerful and unnatural phenomena. Aren't they usually worshipped at the shrine or associated with a sacred object? I haven't visited many Shinto shrines, but I heard there's all kind of kami out there. いろいろ恋愛成就とか、交通安全、学業の神様とか、いろいろいるよね。無病息災。It's always been interesting to me how people can worship a different kami for different purposes. I heard during festivals or rituals, you might even be able to encounter one. I suppose that's what some people believe. Oh, sorry, this question was a bit out of the blue. No, I don't mind. I mean, I wonder if this is a shrine for the kami. This household made offerings too. まあ確かに。何の神様なんだろうね。Upon closer inspection, there's a small break on its side. While any paint that was once covering the side have faded, you're still able to make out an inscription in kanji. With your phone's translator app, you might be able to read what it says. Toa suddenly exclaims, and you look up to him, searching for something in his pocket. Seems like I dropped something on the way. I should go look for it. I'll come with ya. 一人で行きたいんだって。Thanks, I'll be quick. You quickly grab your bags, taking a couple pictures of the back garden before both of you entrance your steps in the Kyomachiya. Toa explained it's a bracelet similar to the one he's wearing, and it may have fallen out of his pocket along the way. なるほど、それを探してた。While you carefully scan the rooms you visited, you eventually find yourself at the front of the house. You know a bio. Geez, I might have dropped it on the way over. I should go back to check. Thanks again for helping me look though. No worries. I can come with you if you'd like. You swing your camera back over the shoulder, but Toa quickly shakes his head. That's alright. You've already done so much. Thanks for your spending time with me today. This was the most fun I've had in a while. Please, you got to relax more often. Next time you shall visit me in Osaka. なんか英語だと大阪って言っちゃうけど、英語だと大阪だからね。大阪。変なアクセントついちゃう。I like that a lot. Goodbye, リュウジ。Toa waves and heads down the street from where he came, and you turn back to the Kyomachiya. While you can call yourself an expert, you feel like you've learned just a little more about these traditional Kyoto houses today. Maybe you can remember all the small details, the names of festivals, or details about kami. But everyone starts somewhere, right? To learn, to pass on knowledge, to believe wholeheartedly that the cultural heritage that Kyomachiya carry is worth the time and effort that goes into renovations, preservation, and rising awareness. Even though you are not an expert, you can appreciate Japanese architecture just a bit more. Plus, you are able to make a new friend along the way. We should exchange contact information. But 携帯持ってないんじゃないの？漫画喫茶も知らないぐらいだから。But as you turn and look down the street, Toa is already gone. Will you see him again? Will he come visit you in Osaka? We are not sure, but maybe that's okay to exist in a space of nostalgia, to remain as just a fond summer memory. いいね、ひと夏の思い出。ナチュラルエンド。3つあるよ、これ。よかった。ちょっとやってみよう。 まあここら辺はいいかとかして。ここら辺一緒だよね。ここら辺は一緒。I wonder how long it's been since someone's visited. We might be the first in Ireland. 一緒だね。こいつの好感度あんま下げないようにして。The Suswatari are gonna make me way to the spirit world now. You wave your arms dramatically. maybe こいつでneed to. こっち見てみる。難しいね。I mean, I'm assuming things like pipes or stoves are really old now. Even if it's a cheap house, the renovation could be really costly. よいしょ。ここはあんま関係ないかな。こいつをチアヒームアップすればいいのか。Even though I'm not sure what you've been through, I'll do my best to learn more about this 今日はチア so you can chat with me anytime. 今日は smiles and the tension immediatelyすごいね。The sweet of you, do you say that to all your guys you meet? Oh, you know what? I take back what I said. You cross your arms and turn around while Toa laughs at your reaction with the trace of nostalgia disappears. 終わったね。あとはスキップでいこう。こいつに手を差し伸べて、こいつにグローブを上げて、そういえばグローブさ、リパクしていったんじゃないこの人。さっきのエンディングで。まあ、全部聞くか。飛ばしちゃおう。ちょっと読むのめんどくさい。全部聞いた方がいいんじゃない？どうだどうだ。OK。こっちにしようか。中間を取ろうか。But aside from studying, I try doing things I enjoy. まあ中間だね。で、漫画喫茶の話になると。じゃあこいつをデートに連れて行けばいいのか。Who scrambles to cover his face with his hands. Looks like he was just acting cool all the time and didn't expect you to double down. Maybe you could tease him some more. Jeez, if you hate it so much. What? Not at all. I really liked it very much. You grin at his flustered expression, giving him a light tap on his shoulder. It's a date, then? How about we figure out the details once we are done here? Toa laughs. The sound is warm and reassuring. Sounds good. With a new spring in your step, you make your way towards the end of the hallway. ここら辺は一緒だよね。なんだっけ。神を信じる。Well, a lot of people do. You're an extend lie. 神様信じてる人なんているのかね。変なさ、新興宗教ぐらいだよね。神様信じてる。I wonder if this is a shrine for kami. This was. 一緒だね。で、let me help. Don't worry about it. I just check. Give me a minute to see if I can translate this. Then we'll look around together. Or not then. You crouch to get close to look at the wooden crake. It's a short poem. But upon closer inspection, the kanji looks strange. Well, it's more like the words. Meanings are all over the place. After typing the first words into a search bar, you suddenly realize what was off. Instead of Japanese kanji, the writing is actually in an old Chinese script. 半分だったんだね。Characteristic of the pre-Heian writing system. Changing the language setting on the app. The break needs as follows. With humble gifts, we ask for your protection. お供え物をくれれば、その代わりに加護を与えますよって。To cherish our memory, our lives and culture. 私たちの記憶と生活と文化を反映させるために。For the day the front door slides open again. 正面のドアがまた開く日まで。また開く日のためにか。When time has washed away all memories of us. すべての記憶、私たちの記憶が消されるときに。To the 神 of this land. この島の神様のために You'll be here to guide them eternally. あなたは彼らを導くためにそこにいるでしょう、永遠に。You remember it was an explanation of Kami, how households will worship many different deities for different purposes. This poem appears to be a description of the Kami the previous owners worshipped. Yet the last word seems familiar, as if it has a different meaning. Eternally. Isn't this the kanji for towards name? そこだ。そこにかかってるんだ。To the Kami of this land, you'll be here to guide them. Eternally. とはね。とは。こいつがガイドしてくれたってことか、つまり。Right, introductions. You can call me とは、not the kanji for harmony, but eternally. I'm a second year at the 峰山 High. 言ってたね。The Kami, this inscription is dedicated to is とは The sun suddenly feels too warm, and cigarettes are cheepering too loud. Hey, とはYou turn, but he's no longer behind you. You stand up with a start. The sudden motion making you dizzy. とは Are you there? You're running towards the house now. The meaning of the poem slowly piecing together. Maybe you've got it all wrong. Maybe it's just a coincidence, and towards standing just behind the door. Or maybe he's actually a kami. The one who passes on their knowledge and information about their culture to a newcomer to guide them through the house once the door reopens. そういう意味だったのか。You throw open the back door, causing it to slam into the wall. The sound echoes down the long empty corridor. All this time, Toa wasn't describing his grandparents' experience. He was describing his own life, watching over each generation that are kami residing in this house. His deeply personal remarks about the Kyomachiya, his surprising lack of experience traveling to different places, the peculiar way he suddenly appeared when you arrived, his question asking if you believe in kami. とは、だから神を信じるにすれば、フルエンドに行けたんだね。Where are you? You ran through the Kyomachiya, shouting his name while looking in the rooms you passed together. 最後の質問で、多分分岐が起きてるんだな。エンディングの神を信じないにすれば、多分バッドエンドになるんだ。さっきは、わからないにしたからノーマルエンドになったんだね。The layout hasn't changed, and yet the space feels larger, more empty. とは、まだいるじゃん。You burst out the front door, and Toa turns, standing at the edge of the road. I was just gonna check the street. Who are you? これで普通の人間だったら恥ずかしいよね。新世界の神。You tell out the words before you can stop yourself, catching both of you off guard. Toa stands at the edge of the garden, frozen. As you quickly walk towards him. Your name, why was it on the shrine in back the garden? Are you actually the kami that break describes? You saw the inscriptions, huh? Does that mean it's true then? That you are not actually a human? You're right, I'm not. 認めた。There was no smart remark, no fritty comeback. I'm a 神。中二病発言だよね。ここまでの文脈がなければ。Towards words had a weight of finality to it. Seeing your reaction, he smiles ruefully, playing with the braided cord in his hair. You are kidding, right? You left the question leave your mouth, but his expression gives you all the answers you need. Or softly sighs, he's suddenly standing too far, like he can turn the corner and suddenly vanish. Ever since I woke up here, decades, centuries ago, I've been living in a weightless in-between world. Well, maybe that was a bit too poetic. I guess I've just gotten used to listening to all the stories I've heard without being able to speak to anyone. Kami are everything and nothing, objects, representations of emotions, states of the universe. The only thing I know for certain is that I'm not a human. Don't say that. なんで高校生の格好なんだろうね。What? That I'm not human? I'm only repeating the truth. The world of kami and humans are separate. But there must be exceptions. You said it so yourself. That during festivals or rituals, the kami can interact with the world. You step closer, over the overgrown paths and stalks of bamboo until you're face to face with Toa. And right now, if you are really so many worlds apart, how are we talking right now? I'm not sure. It seems like you're special, huh? Toa winks. He's trying to lighten the mood, but he really can't put up with his antics right now. Isn't that what you wanted? To be able to learn about the world, to chat with people casually like this? It is. And don't pretend you want ever to just leave without saying anything. Why are you content with just disappearing? You didn't realize how much you raised your voice till you paused. The silence that follows almost stings, ringing louder than discouraged chips. セミが鳴いてんだね。そういえばセミ鳴いてる？違う。ゲームの中の音楽じゃなくて換気扇の音だった。家の換気扇の音だった。You know that I can really be your friend. I'm only here because it's where my shrine was built, and this corner of the street is everything I've ever known. Today was fun. It's the most exciting day I've had in a long time. So I'll be content existing in your mind as a passing summer memory. So I should quickly go before this goodbye gets awkward. You don't let Toa finish. Bring him into a hug. He's stiff for a moment before softly returning the hug. There, I'm still here. I wasn't planning on disappearing on you, really. While his words are reassuring, the way his voice dips isn't. You are a big liar, you know. But really I'm still standing here. Didn't you say we were gonna date? Huh? 出たね、そういえば。それもやっぱり含まれてたのかな、分岐に。You can just say that and pretend it didn't happen. I was looking forward to it, you know. I see. Toa laughed, softly patting the back of your head. What's that for? Sorry, it's just that earlier I thought you wouldn't even notice if I suddenly left. What? How could you say that? Being so unfair, you know that? That would be awful, leaving without knowing if something happened to you and never being able to talk to you again. So don't go disappearing on me. I'll be worried, you know. Plus, I want to learn more about you. If that's something you want, of course. 写真に写んないのかな、この人は。I like that very much, you know. Toa laughed and it's the same light, pleasant sound as you first met. Thank goodness. In the moment, just as long as you knew he wasn't gonna disappear, it was enough. Good. I definitely find a way for you to visit the rest of Kyoto. I'm sure if we look see, there has to be a way Kami can move more freely. Please take this. Toa slides his bracelet off his wrist, holding it for you. あ、これのこと The red string is delicately woven with an intricate design and a small bell carved in the center. Kami can only be movable within the shrine, but I learned early on that this Kumihimo allowed me to travel to the cities if someone carries it with them. より代にすんのかなこれ。It's not like a proper ceremony, which means I can always return here. It's just a remix for outside the neighborhood. You are saying, I won't always be bugging you, of course. It only gives me the option of visiting the recipient of this bracelet. If it's too much to ask, you don't need to accept. You could do this all time? I didn't want to be a bother. Plus, I didn't want to impose. Since you've been so kind, you interrupted his stammering by pulling him into a tight hug. すごい積極的だね、主人公。Toa laughs, returning the なんとか I'll take that as an I'll consider it then. Wouldn't you like to know? You pull away and try to put on a fog's serious face, but it's impossible not to smile at Toa's happy expression as you laugh together. While you can call yourself an expert, it feels like you've learned just a little more about the traditional Kyoto houses today. But you can appreciate the heritage of this place just a little more, to have a better understanding of Japanese culture, and also you were able to make a precious new friend. 神様と友達になったの。すごいね。So, shall we go on a date today? グッドエンド。終わり。日本の建築の勉強にもなるし、BL 要素もあるし、なかなか贅沢な作品でしたね。